I read the title of this video, y'all are gonna be like, what is this story? And it's just a crazy one. So, this story is, what if Majin Buu was Deku? Or what if Deku was Majin Buu? This is how it's gonna go. So, many years when Quirks were starting to form, a little, let's say, asteroid hit the Earth. And when scientists found it, they found out that it was some type of alien egg. So they brought it to the labs and dissected it and like opened it. And they found a little a being, right, who was Majin Buu. It's the fat Buu, not Kid Buu. And finding this, they were confused, like, wait, so there's other life in the universe? So they start testing, do a test on it, right? And they use one needle to take some of their blood samples, okay? Make sure you remember this. And taking the blood samples, they took it and they put it there. And they were like, okay, we're gonna test this on stuff like animals and lab rats. But the doctor knocks it out into a little crate that was sitting next to him that was supposed to be shipped to the doctors in the UA place. And it was put with all the other needles just in case, like, for the future, where they did like tests on where they take your blood. And basically, if you needed like a little blood transplant, it was this is how they sent it. So what happened with Deku was, when he was born, he needed a little bit of extra blood because his heart was like a little bit smaller. Not that small, but a little bit smaller. So when he went to the doctor, they took a sample of his blood, came back with another blood, and tried to see the match. And it was Majin Buu's blood. They didn't know this, so they injected it into him. And after injecting it into him, he was just like, okay. And he just like, he was scared, and then he just got the shot. And Majin Buu died during the story. I know what y'all be saying. How did he die? Well, actually, this is how it happened. Majin Buu, right? He was captured, and when he was captured, they knew he was a threat, so they basically like destroyed every piece of him, except for his blood and his DNA. So once getting this shot from the blood of this being, like it's like a little blood sack where they took the blood from there and put it into Deku to see if it will match, and it did. So they took the whole pack and like put it inside of him. And when putting it inside of him, Deku the next day woke up and he felt no different. So when he went to school, okay, and when he turned 4, and all this weird stuff happened. First, he woke up in the morning and his skin was pink, okay? And having his skin be pink, he was like, whoa, is this my quirk? And he's wondering, like, what can he do? So, basically, he has all the things, he can do all the things Majin Buu can. He has the absorption, candy beam. I know what you might be saying. Well, what does he have an antenna? And he does. He has like one big antenna, okay? And yeah, he can fly, but he doesn't know how to do all this stuff yet. All he knows how to do is turn one thing to another. So basically, he has this candy beam. So going to school, he was like pink, and everybody's like, "What's your quirk?" Oh, I have multiple abilities, I guess, or like I have this one ability where I'm just like I have all these powers. And he's like, "Well, look, this is what I can do." And he takes some Brussels sprouts, and he's like, "Do any of you like these?" And he's like, "No." Yo, I wish I had a chocolate bar. What'd you say? A chocolate bar. That's what Bakugo saying. And Deku turns the chocolate bar. I mean, he turns the Brussels sprouts into a chocolate bar. Everybody's like, "Wow, his quirk is like to turn things to other things." It's like, yeah, I can actually turn that table into a horse, and he turns it into a horse, and he's like, "Nay!" And everybody's surprised and like, "Oh, so cool!" And like Bakugo is like him and Bakugo become like the best of friends. They always go out to eat. No, they like grow up together. Okay, go to each other's house. Him and Deku, like one time, right? Deku's trying to make Bakugo not become a mean person because look, like say a girl, she has a quirk, right? And her quirk is like light. And Bakugo thinks he's better because he has explosion, right? But she teaches him that she attacks him, right? And the light actually almost blinds Bakugo, so he can't see anymore. And then Deku's crying. It's like he's like holding because Bakugo. He told Bakugo to leave her alone because it was like it would be like a low class thug because he's like about like how old is he? He's like 13. He's telling this person because they're hurting some other person, and her quirk was light, so she blinded Bakugo, and Bakugo's like, "Ah, my eyes!" And Deku's like putting his hands on him, like, okay, I think what the doctor says were when you blind, like put pressure on it or something, and he does this, right? It's like hoping it will work, and then green light starts emanating from his hands, and basically Deku just healed Bakugo's eyes, and Bakugo's like, whoa, this is one of your other quirks, because he hasn't found all his quirks yet. He doesn't know he can fly. So basically what happens is Deku starts like freaking out, like, whoa, I can heal people also? And like he doesn't know that he has regeneration yet, but he will find out soon enough. So going to school, people always looked up to the other, like, he's one of the strongest heroes. He might be able to even defeat All Might. And this is true because he can almost defeat All Might, but he hasn't unlocked all his abilities yet. So basically, he's like walking under a bridge trying to hurry up and get home real quick. And there's some slime monster comes and attacks him, okay? And basically, it's like, oh, I'm about to suffocate you, okay? And suffocating him, he's like, and then Deku realizes something. He's not suffocating. He's breathing still. And he's confused. He's like, wait, what? And because of the DNA that he got from Boo, he has most of Boo's structure. Like, he can, how would you put it? He can, like, morph, to say, like, shapeshift. Like, he can really stretch his arm really far. He, also can, like, hold his breath, like, forever, I guess. Maybe, yeah, he doesn't need oxygen, actually. Because, basically, flying in space, they have no oxygen, okay? So, basically, Deku does not need to breathe. And he just, like, looking at the sludge villain. The sludge villain is looking at him, thinking he's about to kill the kid. He's like, yes, I'm about to kill a new body. But then Deku just straight up turns the sludge villain into a piece of pizza. Like, wow. All Might sees this, he's like, so what is your quirk? And he's like, oh, I have multiple quirks. Like, I can stretch my body really far, because one time when he was like trying to run out the door and trying to get to school early one time, his leg got caught in the door. He didn't feel it, and it kept stretching until he realized that his leg was stretching so far. And like he started running, and he's like, oh wait, my leg. And he looks behind him and sees how far it stretched, halfway like to school. And then like his mom opened the door, see his leg, and like it flew all the way to Deku. It was like wow, I can stretch really far. And that's how it went. And this is really good. And he's like, well, I have so many cool abilities and powers. And actually, Deku, how would I put it? And Deku, like, sees All Might, right? And he gives All Might a piece of pizza. And All Might puts it in a bottle, and Deku changes it back into the sludge villain. The sludge villain's like, what? How am I in here? And he's like all confused, like, wait, I was trying to kill that kid, and he turned me into a piece of pizza. All Might's about to jump off, and then Deku's like, All Might, I have a question. And All Might's like, what is it? Young man. And he tells All Might, people always be mean to him because, I mean, some people were scared of him because he had so many powers, and so he looked like a villain. And he was like, oh my god, what? A villain? You have a great quirk. Just use it for good and make sure you protect the world from others. So what he did was, he did that. He protected the world from evil, like mean people. Like, let's say one time another kid was getting bullied. Like, he was like only 3, and he had an awakened quirk yet, and his older peers, like about like 4 or 5-year-olds, like had their quirk already open. And like, ha, you don't have a quirk. And started beating on him. And Deku literally came up here and looked at the kid. Right? He's like, go, or he's like, go, or you'll be in big trouble. It's like, what are you gonna do? Like, you don't even, your quirk is like being pink. And then they start laughing. So he turns the kid into a cockroach. He's scared. He's like, what happened, bug? And he starts just whirling around crazily. And he like turns him back into a kid while he's like trying to climb a wall. He falls face first on the ground. Bam! It's like, my head. And he starts bleeding. And Deku heals him. It's like, see? So next time, you leave the others alone. And he like walked through crying like, he's scary. And yeah. And basically he's like, you're a villain. Because like he hurt him, but he was asking for it. But still. So it got to Deku. so Deku was like trying to go. He was like, school was okay. It wasn't like, oh, you're evil. Like it's like some people are scared of him because you don't know what he can do to you. So Deku was leaving. Like no, Deku was going to UA, and while going, he fell. And when he fell, he started floating. I was like, is this one of my new powers? And he sees a girl who has touched him, and it's like, oh, hi, what's your name? And she's like, oh, I'm a Chakra. They have their little awkward conversation, and they're like, oh, okay, and they become best friends. And being friends, they're like, oh, okay, and they go in there, and Bakugo sits next to Deku, and Deku's like, oh, good luck, Bakugo, and like they're nice to each other. They're not like enemies. They're being nice to each other. They're like, okay, we know each other. We really get along. We don't really get along sometimes, but it's not like we're gonna out for each other's throats. And the test starts. Like they do the test. Deku gets above average. Bakugo gets the average. Everybody else is the same. And then they go do the robot. Okay, the timer starts. 3, 2, 1, and it happens. So Deku, right? He starts running. Okay. And while running, he's like, okay, so what should I do? And he starts trying to see what he should do. Like, should he punch? Should he punch the robot? Should he turn it into food? So that's what he does. He actually turns them all into he turns them into Legos because it's easier to collect them. So one robot that costs like 1 point has a number 1 on the Lego, and a robot that's like 2 points has 2 on the Lego. So he's like 1, 2, 2. Like he's collecting them, putting them together to make like pieces. And he like has them all in like a little basket because he turned one into a basket. It's like a 2 basket. And he puts them all in there and starts walking. And it's like, and he goes and keeps going. And he finds the 0 point robot and sees a chakra. So he turns the robot, right, into just another block that's like about the size of his like pinky. And he puts it in there. And he keeps going, keeps collecting some more. And the timer runs out. He gets top score, best one in UA history, okay? Everybody's surprised. Everybody's like, whoa, your Quirk is so cool. And he gets his letter. And then he's like, Young Midoriya. Because he knows All Might's name. And knowing All Might's name, he's like, Young Midoriya, you have passed. And Deku's so happy. He's like, yeah, I passed. And he's so happy. But being so happy, he's like, okay. And he finds out he's in class for today. So he's going there, right? And he's walking into class, and everybody's like looking at him, and then looking back at somebody else, and they're like, what? And Deku's like, what? He's asking the question, and everybody's like, you look like her, and all the move out the way to show, what's her name? Her name is, not Mineta, it's, the acid girl. I'll find her name, like, after. But, yeah, it's her. And then, like, whoa. And they're, like, looking at each other, like, wow. They're the same color of pink. But, like, they're like, what's your Quirk? It's like acid too, like hers, or like my relatives. It's like, no, actually. And he's like, my Quirk is like, I have multiple Quirks. One of my Quirks is turn one object into another object. Also I can, stretch really far. Also, I have, like, superhuman strength. And, yeah. And he doesn't know he has his regeneration, so he's gonna keep going with, oh, he only has those 3. And when Aizawa pops up, okay, Deku, like, senses his, like, he doesn't, like, everybody else doesn't know, but he, like, senses somebody into the room. It's like, every time he opens the door, like, he senses the living beings are in that room. So, like, you say, like, you open the door to, like, a hotel. He senses all those people who are in that room, in all the floors, like, all the way to the, like, 12th floor, because he senses their, he's like, what is it feeling? It's like his key sense. He senses keys. And while sensing keys, like, oh, well, it must be, like, one of my other powers to sense people's aura or something. And that's what he thinks it is. And basically, people have, like, low key in this universe, like, very low, so they don't really use it. And Deku's just like, okay. And he's like, put on your sports uniforms. Time to go do a Quirk assessments test. And everybody's like, what? And they're all confused. And like, he says, if you lose, if you're at the bottom, you will be kicked out and expelled. And everybody's shook and like, what? And Sorry. And everybody goes and they go get the stuff on and they go downstairs. Okay. And Deku doesn't really change. He just takes his clothes and like puts on. He's like, he doesn't change. He just puts it on his arm and just like it merges with his skin. It's like everybody's like, what? That's a cool Quirk. It's like it helps with easy clothing. So he really doesn't have to change. He just like puts it on his skin and like absorbs it. He doesn't know this is absorption. He just thinks his skin like puts on the clothes for him. Cause it's like, oh, well, this is helpful. So while doing his quicker system test, Deku gets first place in all of them, except for like the ball throw, cause you can't beat Affinity, y'all, unless you have like Affinity +1. We're having so like he gets like all first place and then second place, and like he gets first place overall, and everybody's like, whoa, he's like so strong. And like the ball throw, this is how it goes. He takes his arm, okay, and he throws his arm forward, right, having the ball to the hand. It goes backwards, and never mind. He goes and grabs a piece of the wall, okay, like he grabs the building. He stretches the arm all the way around the building, okay, has the ball in his hand. Then he like lets it go, and it goes around so fast, and he just flings it. The ball goes. Look, I'm not gonna say like it goes around the planet like 7 times. And then like it crashes right back there, and I was like, what? No, it's like it goes and like you see it catch fire because how hard he threw it, and like you see the ball keep going, and you see it like land in like a part of the forest, but the ball already like the fire went off because when it was landing, like the wind went pew, and blew it off. And so having the wind blow it off, he's like I was like that was a long throw, and he's like, well, this kid, okay, and he's like, he literally does that whole thing. It was just a joke. And everybody's like, huh? And they're all confused. So, this is the hero versus villain thing. We're going to go all the way to USJ. So, the hero versus villain thing, just how it goes. They have Ochakura and Deku, right? But this is what happens. Bakugo knows that Deku's more powerful than him. So, what he does is, he has Ida, okay, stay downstairs actually, okay, and basically what Ida's supposed to do is she's supposed to stop Deku from getting up there. What happens with Deku is Ida starts running, right, and he kicks him, and Deku, right, being part Majin Buu, basically like his leg is stuck inside Deku and he tries to pull it out, but then his body does like some type of reverse pull and then like absorbs him, and it's like, whoa. And he just gets injured in the back of his leg, because everybody shook like, what? Nutty? And then like he goes engines and he starts having Ida's intelligence, and he's like, oh, okay. It's like he's like, oh, let's go, hurry. And he starts running up the stairs, and Bakugo thinks it's Ida telling him something, and he sees Deku with engines in his legs. He's like, what? And he like runs around Bakugo. He starts like, he doesn't hit him, like he just like he takes his arm and wraps it around Bakugo. And like Ochakura, he like accidentally like what happens is he keeps running and wraps it up. And Ochakura like literally goes and touches the bomb, and then like they win. And basically like wait, and everybody's like, when he comes back, like, where's Ida? And it's like, oh, Ida. And he like literally does this. He reaches inside of his, like, he pulls out a little pod, like a little looks like a capsule, right? He puts it on the ground. He takes away the pink stuff, and then Ida just like pops out like, what happened? Everybody shook like, what? He's like, oh, you kicked me and somehow I absorbed you or something? And he's like shook too, like, what? You absorbed me without my permission? Like, it was an accident. It's like, oh, okay. And basically everybody like, makes sure they do not touch Deku, because they do not want to be part of that little absorption technique, okay? They don't want to be absorbed into him. Like what happened to him? Oh yeah, he's inside me, and he just pulls him out like, oh, here you go. And it's like hilarious. It's just being so funny. Like everybody's like, he's so strong. Like, how did he become so powerful? And they don't know. And Deku doesn't know this is not even a quirk. It's just like his DNA changed. And so they go to the USJ, and everybody think, oh, Deku could just easily do all this stuff with like his hands tied behind his back. And Deku's like, well, yeah, it's like easy. So basically, what happens is, let's see how this goes. They go in there, and while going there, they have the whole villains pop up thing, right? And all the villains think this is gonna be easy peasy, right? And let's say Deku, he's not gonna turn the cloud guy into candy, because if he does, it's like gonna go through him and gonna like turn Deku into candy. So we don't want that to happen. So what happens is Deku, okay, he is teleported over there, right? And he's like, I don't like he doesn't like he sees the villains and like, I do not want to get hurt. So he starts flying. Like he literally stops above the water. He starts flying. He's like, whoa, I can fly. And he starts flying at super speeds. He's like, whoosh, and he sees Froppy and Mineta, so he saves them. Puts them on land, and like, he sees the Nobu. And he sees how Aizawa was hurt. So he runs in, he doesn't care. He's trying to save his teacher. Aizawa, he is like bleeding, his arm is broken, okay? And this is how it all goes down. The Nobu turns his attention to Deku and punches a hole right through his chest. Everybody's like, and they think, Chakra starts crying because she thinks Deku's dead, right? And Deku like falls to the ground, everybody's like, and then like basically Deku stands back up with a hole in his chest, and he's like, yeah, and it popped back out. Everybody's like, what? And the K guy, whatever his name is, he's like, what? His kid's quirks, they're so powerful. And he runs up and touches Deku, right? And Deku starts seeing his arm decay. He's like, well, if I can pop a hole back in my chest, maybe I can do this. He rips right off his arm and it grows back. Poof, what? And everybody's just so confused, like, why is he so powerful? And you can see the look on the guy's face, even with the hand on it. It's like, why is he so confused? And all the other villains are trying to get out of here. They're like, nope, we ain't dealing with this. And basically, Kirigiri like, Nobu, destroy him. And the Nobu is punching him rapidly, okay? And Deku's just taking these hits like they're nothing. And then Deku's like, what should I turn you into? And the Nobu, he keeps punching. He's like, turn into ice cream. He's like, hug you. He's like, oh, I want some ice cream. And he turns the Nobu into ice cream. And while turning the Nobu into ice cream, everybody's still shook again, like, what? And they leave instantly. It's like, Kirigiri, let's go. And he leaves instantly. All the villains are still there. Like, most of them are still there. And then he walks over to Eraserhead and heals him. And he's like, kid, thank you. And he's like, you're welcome. And it's all so crazy. Everybody's like, he's so powerful. He's even stronger than All Might, because All Might would be like straight up, smash, and it'll go like right through Deku, and Deku would be like, poof, and All Might would be shook too, like, what? And so this is how it goes. And then All Might, like, he arrives and everybody tells him what happened and how Deku was so powerful and he destroyed the villains easily. So what happens with All Might is he calls Deku he calls Deku to the beach. No, he actually calls Deku into the gym. While there, there's this other kid, right? And he's like, hi. It's like, oh, hi. I am some kid. I forgot his name. I did not remember his name. It's like, I can face through walls. And he's like, oh, that's cool. I have like all these multiple quirks. I can fly. I can regenerate. Also, I can turn objects from objects to like other objects. I can turn like water into like lava or something, like if I felt like it. Also, I hear like also I have like a super strength. So yeah, and he's like, whoa, that's so many quirks. And actually, the doctors hear about this, like almost like, whoa. And basically, what happens is All Might comes to him, like, I need your help. And he's like, what is it, All Might? I've heard you healed Aizawa easily. It's like, oh yeah. It's like, could you do that for me? And he shows him the wound and he gives him the whole story. It's like, I guess so. And he puts his hands on him and he heals him. And he's like, oh, I am here. And he's staying there. Like, he's staying in that form for like hours and hours upon time. And he's like, I feel better. And basically because Boo has that godlike regeneration, okay? I mean, healing. He healed a person from blindness, okay? And like, I don't know if somebody's like, oh yeah, turn off blindness. No. So basically, this was like the best, #best doctor, #best hero. Like he can do anything. He can be a support hero. He can be a hero. He can like do all these multiple jobs. And one day, like everything's so cool. So Deku, okay, after the USJ incident, he goes there with All Might and like heals All Might. All Might's like okay, and he wants him and he wants the face guy and Deku to fight. So the face guy basically does all those power punches and all that, right? And Deku's just standing there taking him to the face. Bam! 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 Not even moving, okay? And then he sees how the guy faces through the ground and comes up behind him. Because he's sitting in this key. He has low key too. And he just like, when he turns around, he like basically does this. Whoosh! His arm goes through him, right? But then, this is what he does. Since he can face through solid objects, he's like, okay, well, if I can't hurt him and he can't hurt me, this is gonna be a stalemate until one time the kid messes up. He becomes physical, but punch Deku, right? Deku separates into two. These two beings, right? And then he's like, what? He's another Quirk too? And like, he's like, oh, you, and then like, they start navigating on him and he keeps phasing. So guess what Deku does? He multiplies so thousands of little hymns, okay? Just flying everywhere. And the guy phases through one. He like comes back into the physical world because he needs to breathe. And basically all the Dekus like really grab him. Like, and then most of them reform back into Big Deku and just straight up punch him right through the wall. Bam! And he's like, ugh, he's KO'd. And All Might's like, what? How is he so powerful? And basically, Deku's like, oh, I think I overdid a little. And he walks over there and heals him and he's like feeling better. Like, oh, I feel so much better. And the nurse, she sees that everybody, all the teachers see this on camera, okay? And they're all confused. Like, whoa, why is he so powerful? And they just like, they stop. And like, they're about to do the whole, what is it? What is it? Can't remember. It's the whole sports festival. There we go. And they're about to do the sports festival. Everybody's like knowing Deku's about to win, but most of them don't know about his splitting powers or his some of them know about his flight, but everybody else in the school doesn't know about this. So basically, it's starting, and if you leave a like on this video, I will do part 2 tomorrow as quick as I can. So please like, comment, and share, and subscribe. This is Lord Shenron signing out. Bye.